Recently, I hit 200 followers on Soundcloud, and I said to myself, um, why don't I do something to celebrate that? I didn't feel like releasing a new track would be right since I recently released an ID showcase, which, if you haven't heard, you can check it out in the comment section below. I decided, what else can I do to make you guys' production lives easier for bringing me to 200 followers? And I said, I can't make Ableton racks, so I said why don't I make patcher presets? And so I made some patcher presets that this video is for me to explain how they are used. And yeah, that's just about what this video is for. Please, if you like the video, subscribe and follow me on SoundCloud because I like being followed on SoundCloud. Without further ado, let's get started. So the first patcher preset we have is the one from my how to make a growl video, but actually fucking usable. Now you can control the phaser and there is a second filter. Now you can control the artifacts using the effector with BitCrush. And you can also control the filter type using Serum FX. And you can control the mix of the extra filter, so if you don't want it, you can just leave it like that. And yeah, that's literally all this patch is about. And the next patch we have is a washout patch. This washout patch is to make, is for making washout effects. It just uses some reverb and delay and a low cut. So yeah, a high cut rather. And it separates the sub from everything else because we don't want reverb on our sub. You can control the wet of the reverb and the decay. You can also control the wet of the delay and the time, how fast or slow the delay is. So yeah, that's just how this patch works. The next patch is a pad rack. It just works with some low cut and a little effector with the Vox effect, and you control the XY. You can also put on an FX bypass if you don't want the Vox effect. So you can, there's a dry wet for how much the pad rack affects the sample. There is a low cut, which is called overall softness of the pad. There's a low cut and a high cut for the individual parts of the pad. There's a Vox effect, and you can put on an FX bypass so that it doesn't, affect your thing anymore. Oh my god, fuck my CPU. Anyway, so that was the pad rack. And now we have a glitchy vocal rack. And what this rack does is it turns your vocal into like, that text-to-speech thing that makes like 8-bit vocals? Yeah, it makes your vocals sound like that. So this is the vocal without the rack.
Initiate protocol.
And this is the vocal with the rack. Initiate protocol. So it has a distortion controller and controls the effector's X and Y coordinates so that you can control how it sounds.
Initiate protocol. Initiate protocol. Initiate protocol. Initiate protocol.
You also just bypass the effects if you want to see how it sounds without the effectors on.
Initiate protocol. Initiate protocol.
Yeah, that was the next rack. And the last one is a Reese rack. Yeah, a Reese rack. This is a Reese from Vital that I made. I will give out the patch along with the rack. It needs Vital to work, fucking obviously. And yeah, so this is the rack. It's just a normal Reese processing chain, except it can be controlled. It has a gain controller and a distortion controller, and you can also control the distortion on the sub, like whether you want a clean sub or you want a really distorted fat sub. So this is the Reese without it, and this is the Reese with the rack. So yeah, that is the Reese. That's the Reese rack. Those are all the racks that I created. That's just about it for this entire video. I would like to thank you guys for helping me hit 200 followers on SoundCloud. It was really nice. It's not even been up to a year since I started doing this bullshit that ruined my life, and now I have 200 followers on SoundCloud. That's something cool. I can go to school and flex about how I have 200 followers on SoundCloud. And yeah, that's just about it for this video. And if you liked the video, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, uh, don't subscribe, and please keep your hate comments to yourself. And yeah, this is Daito signing out.